Here's a question that I personally feel needs an answer. Nobody's really asked it, but here goes. Do you ever worry about rejection after coming out of the autism closet? Well, rejection? Not really. Because in college, it's easy to tell when someone has no interest in a connection with you. I mean, they can easily avoid you. Campus is so big. But keep in mind, things were pretty different in middle school and early high school and even late high school. Mostly because that line wasn't totally clear, because my school was pretty small. So I'm more concerned about preconceived notions, like, what if they already think they know what all autistic people are like? I also really dislike the always and never black and white conception that, we all think a certain way, or we all feel a certain way, or we're all bothered by the same things. Like, change is a really very common thing for people on the spectrum to be bothered by, because a lot of us have anxiety. And, change is really, really difficult when you have anxiety. Statements like this that I'm about to do, don't be an example of this. Do you know people on the spectrum always get anxious when confronted with change? Did you know people on the spectrum never like being told what to do? By doing this, you run the risk of making us feel like you don't believe us when we don't uphold the standards of the idea you have of autism. The thing to remember is that we're not just concepts. We're not always one way or always another. And even if a trait, is applicable to us, it's not always going to be prevalent in our lives. One thing for me, is that I never, and this is one case where never goes into play accurately, being told what to do, because I like living my life the way I want to. But I digress. If you think you know about autism by reading a book or listening to a few people with PsyDs or PhDs talk about it, that's wonderful. I'm really, 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 really genuinely glad that you're trying to do research. For the sake of education, go out there and meet some autistic people. I assure you, most of us are nice. However educated people with degrees are, they still do not know every single person out there with autism. And, in my point of view, if you want the most objective, true-to-life information about autism, you'll get no better feedback than from a person with autism themselves. But that's all I gotta say for now. I'll see you next time.